Alright, I did a restart. I had some lunch. And we're back. We're going to try again. It looks like everything has steadied itself out now. We're at a steady kilobit bit rate, and we might be good to keep playing today. We will see. Patrick, welcome back. Let's see. So, if we can, I'm going to head out this way. We're going to look for the little things on the ground to pick up as we head out. There's my Shami friend. Oh, yeah, I saw him. He was back here, wasn't he? I thought I recognized the name. We also have a nemesis out there somewhere. There's a warrior that I killed him once. He killed me once. And now we kind of have a nemesis. So we'll have to keep our eyes open for that. Let's get a little bit of buff food going. Nancy, it's been a while, man. Things have been good. Things have been good. We could sharpen the sword, yeah. I mean, I have a ton of sharpening stones. Could be that little bit of extra damage. The second time I fought that warrior, if I had just been a little bit more focused and clicked my health potion, or even if I had had a sharpening stone, we probably would have killed him that second time too. So it was really close. That's actually a pretty cool looking staff. Monk's Staff of Arcane Wrath. They broke a couple things on the maintenance, but I don't know. It's not. It wasn't too big of a deal. It didn't listen. It didn't stop us from playing the game yesterday. So yeah, they broke some things. A lot of it was add-on issues. A lot of people were just like, you couldn't really use any add-ons, which makes sense. There were a couple of other issues that were just like issues with the game. Like you couldn't mount up on boats. You couldn't mount up on the zeppelins. Like really small stuff that doesn't really matter. And I think they got most of it sorted out. I haven't seen any weirdness today. All of our add-ons are working today, so yeah, everything seems back in working order. Oh, that's a nice belt. 9 stam, 10 strength plate. That's like the exact stats I have. Are we missing an aura? We absolutely are. It looks like if I really want to do this quest, my best bet is going to be down in this area. Everywhere else, they're really spread out. So I guess eventually we should head down here. Tracking minerals would be good. Thank you much. Luckily for this bug quest, we don't have to go into the tunnels. Yeah, there's one in Feralas, I think, that we have to go into the tunnels. But for this one, we should be able to stay on the surface. Yeah, the tunnels are kind of like a labyrinth. And once you go into the main hole, there's like multiple entrances to get into the tunnels, and they all kind of loop around. I'm getting the feeling that I typically do this quest much later. I don't think I've ever tried to do this quest at level 46. We've got these level 49 guys that are really quite annoying. They have these little minions that they spawn. See the little swarmers? The best way to deal with those guys, I mean, if we had Consecration, that would be a way to deal with them. I wonder if Ret Aura can deal with them. Let's see if they kill themselves on red aura. Yes, okay, so we're gonna have to switch to red aura if we have to fight those. So the little guys will kill themselves. Yeah, I really don't want to fight the swarmers. We need to find the level 47 guys that are on the periphery and focus on those. Yeah, they often have nasty poisons and nasty debuffs. The ones in Ungoro Crater have a debuff that lasts for like 30 minutes. And from what I remember, if you're melee, it's really, really detrimental. We'll see. I might not do this one right now, honestly. Which makes me wonder, like, if we don't do this now, where do we go? Let's maybe come down this way? Maybe we can look for the Gazridian ornaments. That's how you pronounce it. And then I have to figure out where I want to go next. I kind of feel like we're running out of stuff to do. Like, we don't really have any green quests that I'm aware of, and we're kind of on the verge of having no quest at our level. Like, everything is higher level than us. 47, 48... this one goes to Booty Bay. 47, 48, 51. Yeah, we're kind of in potentially rough shape for the questing. We might have to do some grinding. Or maybe there's a zone that I'm just not thinking about that I've completely overlooked. I don't think that there is. But anything's possible. Fellwood, we can't really start until level 48. Like, we're on the cusp of having lots of stuff we could possibly do. But we're not really there yet. Yeah, 45 to 55 is the toughest part. It's definitely the part of leveling that's maybe the most challenging to get through. It can definitely start to feel like you're hitting a wall. And we've done like all the zone hopping we could do. I think I've been pretty good on this character about doing all of our zone hopping. So I'm not sure. Hinterlands, we've done a little bit in Hinterlands. We have level 48 quests there that we could do now, but again, that's like technically that's 2 levels above us. So I really don't want to do those yet, but we might have to. Can't think of anywhere else where we could really go. I know at like 50 we can do some stuff in Searing Gorge, but I don't think we can do that yet. Do the chain in Feralas that I didn't like the time part. Which one was that? I don't remember what that was. I remember we started like a timed quest and then I immediately dropped it. I don't even remember where that was or what it was. Oh yeah, the druid ladies. Yeah, we can maybe do that. Anything we do right now is going to be challenging. Yeah, we could try the chicken escort quest again, but last time I had someone helping me with it and we still got ganked. So, I think I'm just gonna skip that one. Has PvP been hard while leveling? No, I've really enjoyed it. It's kind of been a blast. It's one of the things that I'm really liking about the playthrough. Is that it turns out I like classic era open world PvP. Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose. But ultimately I've had a good time with it. And there are times you can go hours and have no PvP. Or you could have like an area that's kind of swarming where there's a lot of action. I found that the important thing is to kind of always have a backup plan for yourself. Like if I can't quest in one area, what else would I do? Just in case an area becomes untenable. Yeah, sometimes there happens to be a priest that doesn't know how to quit. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's been really good. It's definitely not for everybody. What brought me to a PvP server was the population. To me, it was definitely worth it to try things out here because the population is so big. But then I got lucky, and it turns out that I enjoy it. So obviously, that's not going to happen for everybody. There are a lot of people that when they encounter PvP and they get killed in PvP, it's like I feel like people kind of take it personally right away. And like there are certain personality types where like it can just completely negatively impact your entire experience to the point where you don't even want to play. So if like, yeah, I would say it's not for everybody. But the game really does have a special feel when you're on a PvP server. It definitely, it feels like it's like that's how the game was designed. It feels like it's kind of an integral element of the game. And it makes everything a little bit different. I've had to learn things about my class that I never really had to pay attention to before, and I've had to focus on using spells like Blessing of Freedom and things like that that I typically ignore when I'm not PvPing. It's been a really good experience. Yeah, Carnifexy, I feel like I've memorized like the majority of the quests as well, but I still tend to find that when I play, I see new things like, pretty frequently. Or like, I'll end up in places that I don't often do a quest. Like, you know how like there are multiple places, like for instance, where we're at right now. I've never cleared this area before to do this quest. Like when I've done this quest in the past, the few times I have done it, I've kind of just ran around and I've collected it through the zone. So I often find that even though like it's the same questing, depending on the class I'm on and the path I've taken and where I'm at, like everything is always slightly different. It's probably just a matter of perspective. Yeah, in Classic, the experience is incredibly different with every class. Absolutely. Every class has extremely unique gameplay, and the way you deal with every situation is going to be completely different depending on what class you're on. I'm really looking forward to playing different classes and then learning about their PvP side. That's something that I'm looking forward to. Because now it's like even classes that I'm slightly familiar with, I get to learn about them and think about them in a different way. Be Sad Dog, good afternoon, buddy. Welcome to the stream. Alpha T, good afternoon. Yeah, whatever connectivity issues were going on with YouTube, it was resolved. It wasn't anything on my end. I was doing a speed test at the end, and I had 800 megabits download. I had 300 megabits upload. The connection was steady. So yeah, I did restart my PC, but I didn't power cycle my network equipment or anything. And then I had lunch, and then by the time I came back from lunch, I had a steady connection on OBS. So yeah, it's just one of those things. That was like as persistent as I've ever seen it. Usually it goes on for like 5 minutes and then it sorts itself out. But that didn't seem like it was going to sort itself out. I remember now we have a slight weapon upgrade waiting for us at level 47. I must have put it in the bank. It's not a huge upgrade, but it's definitely better. It's not enchanted though, which is kind of a bummer. Nice. Maybe I made all that up. I thought that we had bought a mace. Oh, here it is. Oh, I can't do shift compare. But yeah, that's what it is. Level 47 has a chance on hit to hurl a fiery ball. Top end damage is less, but the DPS is more. It's not a huge upgrade. If anything, it's a very slight upgrade, but we didn't pay much for it. Yeah, I hit shift too many times. Triggered my sticky keys. I thought the only point of sticky keys was to make a scary, abrasive noise anytime I hit the shift key too much. I don't know what it actually does. It makes an annoying sound. Alright, there we go. That's a quest that I hardly ever do. So it's nice to actually get that one done. Now my key bindings are being weird. For some reason now, my tilde key is opening Discord, Why is my tilde key opening Discord and not interacting in the game with my actual in-game controls? Let's just not even solve this problem right now. Let's just go ahead and we just need to close Discord. That's an easy one. Quit Discord. There we go. Now I can mount up. So now, we have to decide where we're going to go next. We could try to go back to Feralas and do some stuff in Feralas. That would be the closest option. I really don't think there's a lot going on back in Stranglethorn unless somehow I've missed some quests. Tanarus, we're going to hold off on any of the rest of the stuff in Tanarus. Hinterlands is also an option back in Eastern Kingdoms. We have at least one quest we can do. I'm not sure if we can get to the altar without fighting elites. So we'll have to see about that. But yeah, we're definitely getting to that point where quests are going to be few and far between. The scary thing is they're going to be few and far between, like, from here on out until we hit, like, level 52, 55. And then we're going to have the Plague Lands, Winter Spring, the higher level parts of Felwood, possibly Silithus. Yeah, we're in for a little rough patch here.
What's up? Glad I could help. Keep it real.
Yeah, we only have elite stuff left in Stranglethorn, basically. Kate, good afternoon. Welcome to the stream. So, yeah, I think we'll fly to Feralas. What we'll do... Where should we fly? We should probably fly to the... Yeah, let's go to this flight point here. We can make our way down the road. We can stop and get the backpack. And then we can run up here. We can try to do Freedom for All Creatures. Which I think maybe chains into a couple of other quests. So that's what we'll try to do. And we'll see how that goes. Depending on how successful we are, we'll either stay there for a while or we'll have to find somewhere else to go. But yeah, I think we've been to every zone that we can go to. I don't think we have a zone, like, unstarted. Searing Gorge, which I can never find. Burning Steps. Searing Gorge. Searing Gorge has a couple of things. This guy just wants 15 pieces of silk and for us to kill a few guys, so we'll have to bring some silk out to him when we go. This is something about escorting a guy up the road. I think he walks all the way up the road here. Key to Freedom, I don't know what that one's about. But the ones back here are level 49 and 50, so like we can't do those yet. I don't know if it's worth it to come here to do like 2 or 3 quests. If we have to, we will. Like, if we're completely out of quests, then we'll come here. Yeah, we're gonna do a lot of hopping around. Yeah, there's not gonna be a place we can really sink our teeth into until we get into either Felwood, or Winter Spring, or the Plague Lands, or Ungoro Crater. We're not gonna have a place to really sink our teeth into and spend a bunch of time. Let's hit up the vendor. Clean out our inventory a little bit. We need to buy some more water. Because we are actually guzzling water. So we're running very low. I'm gonna turn our level 20 something priest into a disenchanter, I think. Pretty sure that's what I'm gonna do. Let me check her name. I want to mail some stuff to her. I want to start mailing her stuff that I want to disenchant. And I need to double check the spelling of her name really fast. Ramblemar. Okay. That's what I thought.
How you doing? Have a good one.
Tim, good afternoon, man. Welcome to the stream. Alright, let's get on a flight.
What can I do for you? Safe travels.
Do I have any plans to do Battlegrounds as I get closer to level 49? I'm not sure. I don't know what the population of people is like that do Battlegrounds in the 40s. We could check it out. We have to go to a Battle Master, I think. Don't you have to go talk to the NPCs at the Battleground in order to queue up for the Battleground in Classic Era? So we could go to like the Arathi Highlands. We can go talk to the Battle Masters there. And maybe we could try it. I wouldn't be opposed to trying it. Tim, thank you so much, man, for the 10 gifted memberships. That's huge. Very, very generous of you. Welcome to the 10 new people. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today and watching us play some Classic Era Classic. Admiral's Arms, thank you for the $5 super chat. Thanks for coming back, and thank you for coming back. Yeah, I don't know what the problem we had earlier, but all I did was I stopped the stream, I power cycled my PC, I had lunch, and by the time I had lunch, everything was back to normal. And we're back at 15,000 kilobits per second, so that's good. And since we met today's membership goal, thanks to Tim, and since the widget is still not working, I am just going to go ahead. And since we met the goal, I'm going to get rid of the bar. There we go. Goal ticked off. Now we don't have to look at it because it's been completed. I was hoping today the meter was actually going to work because I had to redo the widget. So I had to delete it out of OBS. The old URL for whatever reason wasn't working. So I was actually hopeful that there was an update that had fixed the reporting issue. But yeah, it looks like the reporting issue has still not been fixed. So, there we go. Alright, so we learned last time that we can just take the road, and then when we get close to town, we can veer to the right of Camp Mojave and kind of go around it. Then we can cut back down across the road and go after this backpack or whatever this item is. If I go to the left, there's a log. Alright, somebody told me last time the log was to the right. If we went to the right, we didn't see a log. I'll try to hang to the left. I saw a log last time, but the log looked like it was kind of like intersecting the road. And I didn't really see a way to go into it or on top of it. But we'll give it another look. Like, okay, I see this log. This must not be the log that we're talking about. See, because from here... It's over... It goes over the waterfall that creates the lake. Okay. So I'm assuming it would have to be this way. Yeah, I don't see anything this way. I see the waterfall with the bridge. Unless there's something like up top here that I'm not seeing. And at this point it seems like it'd be easier just to swing to the right and go around the town that way. But let's come up here and take a look. Oh, okay, this right here. Yeah, that's not bad if you know exactly where it's at. Like, maybe next time it'll be easier to get here. Okay, look at that. And then there's a little trail here, actually. You're right, that'll lead us, like, pretty much right back. Okay, that's pretty cool. So it's like right here. I like that. This pull up here to get to the item looks like it's going to be a 3 pull. pretty sure the item is up here. Or not. Or this guy will pull all by himself, and the other guys are none the wiser, and they are going to ignore us. That works for me. Tacked up on a nearby tree are two large leather backpacks. Each bears a small insignia of the Feathermoon stronghold on the front of the pack. Inside the backpacks are two items. The first is a parcel of goods that was bound for Thalinar, and the second is a note hastily penned to an unknown reader. The note tells of discovering insidious bug-like creatures south of the Knoll camps in a place called the Writhing Deep. The author felt the need to investigate it personally as though it was a serious threat to all of Feralas. So yeah, let's follow up on that, I guess. And I think this is the quest where we have to go into the actual burrow. Like, we have to go into the caves. And for this one, I can't remember if we're looking for a named guy, or if we're looking for an item, or exactly what the deal is. Maybe we're looking for a body. We have a marker here. This must be just a turn-in. Oh no, this is ooze-covered mithril. That's not for the quest. Ooze-covered mithril. I've never seen ooze-covered ore. I don't even really know what that means. Well, that was fun. Alright, here we go. Ooze-covered mithril. Let's see. It's normal enough so far. We can't get the thorium yet, sadly. We need 245 for thorium, we have 238. We're very close. So that doesn't really help me figure out, like, what are we doing with the quest? I always have trouble with this one. I've done this quest a number of times, and I feel like every time I do it, I'm not quite sure exactly what I'm after. Because the weird thing, we show a question mark on the overall map, but I'm not seeing anything like that on the mini-map. Well, let's just explore. We'll go through here and we'll kill everything, and maybe the solution will become obvious. And we'll also make sure that we keep pulling multiple mobs and backing into mobs, because that's just how I roll. You don't think it's in the cave. You think it's a crate. Well, we got the crate from the gnolls. That led us here. Yeah, I think the gnoll thing was the first step. Yeah, I don't mind the kill XP. I don't care if it takes us a while to figure this out. Because we definitely need the kill XP. We're not gonna get, like, we are running out of quests to do, so... Here we go. Yeah, right, this thing right here, whatever this is. This is our quest complete. Notice how, like, on the overall map, Questie marks this, but Questie does not mark the mini-map. Johnny, good afternoon, man. Welcome to the stream. It's about time for Zul'Farrak. Whenever somebody wants to put a group together for me and tank it, then sure. Let's see. The pod splits open some when you touch it, revealing a night elven male who is surprisingly still alive. He seems to be in good health, though deeply stunned. As you help him down from the pod, he stirs to life. Thank Aloon, you've saved me, friend. I'm Rascal, and I awoke paralyzed inside this pod after these bugs overwhelmed me. Were you sent by the stronghold? It would seem that you found the missing courier. Free him, return... So we don't have to escort him, we can just let him out. I guess. Well, then again... He's not aggroing the bug. Let's see if he vanishes. Yeah, he's about to vanish. Peace out. Alright, I want to head up this way, and I want to see if we can do these level 47 quests. For the Night Elf ladies. By the time I'm leveling the rogue, I hope that a few of you guys are leveling up here. And then, you know, maybe then we can group. It'll probably be easier just to do stuff at 60. Yeah, not everybody gets 4 or 5 hours a day to play like I do. I'm incredibly lucky. Clear near the dragon cage before starting the event to save time. That's a good idea. Yeah, we're definitely going to do it that way. Oh god. We're gonna get all this guy's ads. Yeah, this guy just dropped all this shit onto us. I don't think he did it on purpose. It didn't seem intentional, but he drove by with that chain, and like the way aggro works now in Classic, like we just got all this shit right onto us. He definitely, like, that's probably gonna be a rip. I could lay on hands, I could blow my potion. I really don't want to do either of those things. I think I'd rather die than blow my potion. Yeah, I think I'd rather just die than blow my potion or my lay on hands. Oh, there we go. We made it with 36 HP. I don't think we're going to be able to do the quest this way. I think we're just going to have to start the quest Because what's going to happen is by the time I clear everything and get up to take the quest, they're all going to respawn anyway. Yeah, I don't know if there's a good reason to clear everything like this, because I don't think it's going to matter. Unless my kill rate can go faster, especially being driven out of the area like that, I don't think it's going to work like this. If I was on a class with a faster kill rate, then maybe. Yeah, I don't know about this. We might not be able to do this quest, period. These guys might be a little bit too dense for us. Maybe I can pull this one by himself. I really don't like how many horde we're seeing run through here. I'm not really sure why they're running through here, but we've been seeing a lot of them. And it kind of makes me uneasy. It kind of makes me think that while I'm in the middle of this quest, they're probably going to kill me while I'm in the middle of doing the quest. It's going to be another situation similar to the escort quest. So yeah, I don't have a lot of good feelings about this. Just for the record. I think this is all I'm gonna clear. I think I'm gonna go grab the quest now and pop the door open. I'm not sure what happens after that. I don't know, like, what happens after that at all. So we'll find out. Okay. Now, for whatever reason, I can't find the way to get to them. Maybe this is it.
How may I help? Good luck, friend.
Yeah, see, we already have respawns. This strategy is not going to help. Already got respawns. We're just going to have to see what happens. Alright, so they all run out like a bunch of lunatics. Some of them are gonna get killed. Yeah, I don't really know, like, what is the point of this? Like, what am I supposed to do exactly? Like, because most of them are gonna die. Like, I can't protect all of them. I'm only one player. This wasn't marked as a group quest. I don't think we're gonna succeed at whatever it wants us to do here.
I am on.
Mr. Santa, have a good rest of your day. We'll see you next time. Yeah, somehow I got credit. I didn't see really what happened to give us credit. So I still don't really understand how the quest works. But yeah, whatever happened, somehow we got credit, which is great. Now we can do the follow-ups. Here we go. Good old-fashioned kill quest. 12 naturalists, 10 raiders, 6 shaman. That's awesome. Yeah, 6 have to escape, but it's like, it's impossible to follow 6 of them to ensure that happens. It's a really strange quest. I think, like, obviously clearing out some of the enemies helped. But yeah, beyond that, I'm not really sure how else you could handle that one. The kill rate, like, depending on your kill rate, the respawn rate is going to catch up to you. So, like, you can't clear too many of them, because then the ones back by the cage start to respawn. So, like, you have to kill the ones by the cage, and then you have to pop the cage, and then you have to hope for the best. And then you have to find the ones nearby that you can actually help them escape. It's a really weird one. It's easier than it seems. Yeah, I guess that's how it ended up. As long as you clear some of the guys from around the cage, maybe it's easier than it seems. She resisted the stun. That's awesome. I love wasting my stun to stop a heal and then having them resist. It feels so good. Alexandria, have a good rest of your day. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time. Big surprise. Big surprise. We're getting PvP'd. What a shocker. I told you guys it was bound to happen. This guy ran past us. I saw this guy run past us like a minute and a half ago. He decided just to come back. Fucking cool. Yeah, like 90% of the time people who are skull level ignore us. That guy wasn't too high of a level. That guy must have been like low level 50s because I hit him a couple times. And if I see that guy again, we're gonna kill that guy. Because I did quite a bit of damage to him just being able to hit him once or twice. So yeah, like if he attacks us when we're actually not low on health, low on mana, like I'm gonna kill that guy. Yeah. Cow dung describes his personality. Yeah, it's gonna be an easy one to remember. Yeah, there should be a penalty for killing players. If a player is more than 10 levels below you, there should be a penalty. I agree. I have no interest in fighting players more than 10 levels beneath me. The problem is, like, that guy might not have been 10 levels. That guy could have been like 8 or 9 levels, I think. Unless Skull means 10 for sure. I don't know if Skull means 10 or more. Because we were able to damage him, like, pretty easily. But yeah, if you're gonna show up as a Skull to somebody, there should be detriment for attacking. XP loss would be really severe, but I wouldn't be against it. I feel like any kind of PvP is fine when the person you're fighting is not a Skull. If they're a Skull and they initiate the fight, like, well, it's obviously a little bit tilted. There's also an area back this way. Let's head back here. This is farther from the road, and it's probably not as popular for Horde to run. What we're getting is all the Horde people running out of Camp Mohage. They're all leaving Camp Mohage, they're all running down the road. If we come back here, we should see less Horde players. Yeah, they could be headed to Dire Maul. Absolutely. 6 bars of XP in an hour and a half of stream. Is that a good rate for chill leveling? I don't know. I'm not a mathematician. And I really don't care. We just go at the rate that we're going at, whatever rate that happens to be. It's definitely not speedy. But I'm not about to crunch numbers for you. Whether or not it's chill leveling really has nothing to do with our XP per hour. Everything in vanilla takes long. Even if you're being hyper optimized and trying to do everything you can to get the most XP per hour, like everything takes long. It's just a big journey. That's all. Alex, good afternoon, man. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here. It takes anywhere from 200 to 300 hours to get to 60, depending on how you play and what class you play and whether or not you do dungeons and stuff like that. It's anywhere between 200 and 300 hours. Our slash played is 5 days, 0 hours, and 5 minutes. So like I can't do math, but some of you guys can do 24 times 5. It's what, like 100? It's like 125 hours, and that's to get to level 46. I have about that much time ahead of me. Yeah, we're at about 125 hours in, and I probably have another 125 hours to go to get to 60. Yeah, it's roughly halfway through XP-wise, right. Yep, we have a lot of adventure ahead of us. I can't let myself think about the next character too much just yet. I really can't start thinking about the next character until we're like level 55. And then I can start to think about it a little bit. These guys are actually really decent to grind on. They're kind of the perfect level for us to fight. Besides the shaman healing, they don't do anything too tricky. And they don't do too much damage to us. Not a lot of int leather in vanilla while leveling up. Yeah, I mean in vanilla, to be honest, like the big source of your upgrades while leveling up is typically going to be the auction house. Unless you are really lucky with like world drops, or you do a lot of dungeon runs. And even then, like I feel like for most people, if you're looking for consistent upgrades like as you level, the auction house is like your best bet. Because you don't, like, in Classic Era, you don't get a lot of good quest rewards. Very rarely will you get a quest reward that's, like, really good for you. Tim, getting triggered by in-game ambience? Oh man. Those birds must be really annoying if you're getting triggered by something that sounds like them. Yeah, in hardcore, if you wear leather, you should be doing leather working. Especially if you're avoiding dungeons. Because otherwise you're going to be looking for a lot of stuff on the auction house. Yeah, leather working is great. And there's so much available skin that it's really easy to level up leatherworking. Unlike blacksmithing, which has taken us quite a bit of effort to get it leveled up. And I don't think we've really been able to make anything for ourselves, like, as an upgrade. You went tailoring to prep for 60. Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad idea, but in a hardcore run, I think that is kind of jumping the gun a little bit. You'd be better off, like, saving all your cloth, just shoving it all in the bank or sending it to a bank alt, and then leveling up leatherworking as you go to make upgrades. And then if you want to do tailoring at 60, if you make it to 60, then you can just pull out all that cloth and you could do it at 60.
Greetings. Go in peace.
Let's see. Out here in the wilderness, Kindle and I have meager means to reward your help, but we don't want you to feel unappreciated. We have to go to Tyrande.
Goddess watch over.
I meant to make my way out here anyway. We have a couple of other things going on. We also have some quests to pick up, and I'm gonna have to, like, make myself a note to do this later tonight. I just have to put myself on a really long flight. It's like a 20-minute flight. And then I could turn everything in that we have going on there, and I can pick up some of the quests I know exist. Like the feather quest for the hinterlands. So with that one done, I guess let's go check out the Yeti. Let's go see what level these Yeti are and see if that's something that we can do now, or if we need to wait. I'm kind of tempted just to grind out the level on these guys, though, like, to be honest. Like, we can go do the Yeti quest, but I'm kind of tempted to grind out the level on these guys. Not here necessarily, but, like, back in their other camp, away from the road. Because I feel like they're pretty easy to kill, and we got 3 bubbles to go. And then if we want to take on the Yeti after that, they'll be just that much easier to take on, you know, once we're level 47. And at 47, we can try out the new weapons. So, you know, at 47, I might want to fly back to Gadgekstan, go to the bank, pull the new mace out, and, like, we'll just see how the mace compares to the sword. I don't really know if it's going to be a big upgrade or not. But we'll give it a whirl, and we'll see. We are running out of buff food. Let's have a look. We have a couple pieces of tender wolf meat. I really need to work on my fishing. That is where I'm, like, really far behind. Yeah, I heard there were some fish that sell for like 3 gold a piece. So I have to keep reminding myself of that so that I can have the ambition to actually level up fishing. It's just like, it's easy to level up fishing, but it's super tedious, right? But yeah, some fish sell for quite a bit of gold per fish. Could definitely be a way to make some money. Which I haven't found a way to make money yet, so that'd be nice. Justin, good afternoon, buddy. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, the economy here is old. And so the longer the economy is around, the more inflated prices get, because a lot of people have a lot of gold. Whitemane's been a classic era server since forever. So yeah, it's quite pricey. It's a seller's market. Like, if you have stuff to sell, you can make a lot of gold. But if you don't have a lot of gold and you're looking to buy stuff, well, then you're basically out of luck. I think part of the trick to, like, playing here long term is finding a way to make gold. Well, I feel like we have killed the entire village. Got some respawns back this way. Ramblehoof would be disappointed with me slaughtering all of these Tauren. Probably. Yeah. That's likely true. I mean, they're Grimtotem Tauren, so actually I feel like he'd be okay with it. Yeah, like the Horde Tauren don't exactly get along with the Grimtotem. So I feel like he'd actually be fine. Nancy, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Do I think the problems underlying retail WoW are the same problems plaguing the gaming industry as a whole? I think every gaming studio that struggles right now is struggling for like slightly different reasons. And the other thing is like retail WoW is doing really well. It's just that retail WoW is not for everybody anymore. Like retail WoW is not really a game that they're making for people like me. But they're definitely like making a lot of people happy with it. So I don't think it's fair to compare retail WoW to the string of like abysmal failures like the likes of Concord, Star Wars Outlaws, and games like that. Like those games have problems. WoW doesn't have problems. WoW has gone through a paradigm shift where like the game is no longer what it was because the people making the game are completely different than the people who created the game. Like, the people who created Warcraft were inspired by Warhammer, they were inspired by D&D, they were inspired by Tolkien, they were inspired by stuff that was just absolutely metal. And the people making Warcraft today, like, they're inspired by Disney Pixar. Because they just grew up in a different generation, and they were just exposed to different stuff. But retail WoW does remarkably well, and is making lots of players happy. So I don't think the problems are this. I don't think retail WoW has a problem, but if they do have a problem, it's definitely not the same as a lot of studios. The problem that a lot of games are having these days is that a lot of studios are trying to make these big AAA games, and they're making them for reasons that are not to make a great game. You know, if you want to make a really amazing piece of art, like that has to be your goal. Your goal has to be to make something amazing. Your goal can't be to make money. Your goal can't be to appeal to like a certain political alignment or to appeal to a certain social alignment. Like, that can't be your goal when you're making a video game if you want the video game to be great. Because ultimately, a video game is a piece of art. And so to make a great piece of art, you have to have passion, honesty, you have to have skill. You have to have a lot of things. And what you can't do when you're making art is you can't set out to make money, and you can't set out on some kind of social agenda. Because that's not what it is to make art. And I feel like the games that are not doing well, they're being made with motives that are not simply make an amazing video game with an amazing world and an amazing story and memorable characters that are honest and feel real. Like, they're setting out with different objectives, and that's why the games are not doing well. But that's not a WoW problem. Retail WoW is doing amazing. And lots of people love the new expansion. games like Space Marine 2 are great because you can tell the people that made that game, they're skilled, they're passionate about it, and their goal is to bring this world to you. They want to bring, they have this image, this world that exists, this story they want to tell, these characters that have grown in their minds, and they want to bring that world to you and get you immersed in it. That was their goal. Make an amazing Warhammer game, get people immersed in it, have great characters, great settings, great artwork, and so they ended up making a great game because they set out with the proper goals in mind. Whereas when you set off with arbitrary goals, like with Concord, they wanted Concord to be like PlayStation's new flagship game. When you set off with an arbitrary goal, like let's make a new flagship title that'll exist for the next 20 years and milk consumers. When that's your goal, you're gonna fail. Because you're trying to make art, and you can't make good art with those objectives in mind. And I think like one of the biggest differences is at some studios, like 99% of the people working at the studio are gamers, and 99% of the people are passionate about the projects they're working on. And then at other studios, 80% of them are simply corporate employees working a job to get a paycheck, while they're not necessarily super hyped about what they're working on, while they don't necessarily have a big emotional investment, and while they might not even really be gamers. I think that's also like something that's happening in the industry. It's like the more and more people you have to hire, the more likely it's going to be that you're hiring people that A, aren't gamers, or maybe they are gamers and they're just not into the game that they're working on, so then they're working on these big projects that maybe they don't have a lot of passion for, because it's just a corporate job at that point. I think with things that have happened recently, we're going to see a lot more games like Space Marine 2 in the next 5 years, and we're going to see a lot less games like Concord, and a lot less games like Star Wars Outlaws. Is Outlaws any good? It seemed okay. The problem with Outlaws is that it should have been a lot better than it was. There are lots of things about it that kind of seem like a budget game, which it shouldn't be. And then there's just kind of like, when I took a look at it, there was just kind of this like, it didn't have a soul. It kind of lacked a soul. The characters didn't really seem believable or relatable. Like, I didn't care about the protagonist at all. And even the way they framed the protagonist was really weird. Like, the protagonist was very unlikable. And like, within the first hours of the game, when you're supposed to really like the protagonist and like grow an attachment to them and their situation, Star Wars Outlaws protagonist, she was cocky, but also nothing she ever did went right. She was incredibly cocky about how much of a badass she was, but we aren't showing that. We're showing that everything she does is a F up. She just keeps effing things up over and over again while alternately being super cocky about her abilities. Whereas, like, you take, like, Star Wars characters who are badasses, like a Han Solo, like, he not only says he's a badass, he then goes on to do things that prove his badassery. Whereas the character in Star Wars Outlaws talks about how they're a badass, and then everything that happens in the story kind of proves otherwise. And also, they were also kind of whiny in a weird way. So, like, for me, right away, like, the character wasn't there. Like, I didn't care about the character. In fact, I wanted to laugh at them and see them fail because I thought they were kind of abrasive and unlikable. So for me, that was like the biggest off-putting thing. There was some like graphical things, like the facial animations were not any good. Like, there were a couple like technical things that seemed bad about it, but overall, it seemed low soul, low budget, which it shouldn't have been. Yeah, Lara Croft is the type of badass they should have aimed at. Yeah, exactly. Like, if your character is going to be super cocky and on about themselves, like, show me. Show me by their actions, by their planning, by their thought process. Like, show me how awesome they are. Don't just have them talk about it. Like, yeah, it was weird. And so that was for me, like, what made it not good. It was just the storytelling and the characterizations seemed bad and, like, not interesting. Yeah, Fallen Order was really good. Those two games were really good. That was a good example of, like, great Star Wars storytelling. Was Jedi Fallen Order and the other one. There were the two of them. And that was great. That was great, like, Star Wars world building, great Star Wars character building, great Star Wars storytelling. Like, you can tell that the people who worked on those games were, like, straight up Star Wars fans. They really respected, like, the IP. They had a lot of passion for what they were working on, and they had skill. And they were good at their jobs. And sometimes that's important too. Yeah, the second one was poorly optimized, especially when it came out. Like, it wasn't super optimized. That's true. They kind of dropped the ball on that one. But if you have a $6,000 PC, then it looked great and ran okay. Failing that, you were kind of screwed. Yeah, they should do a live action show with that character. I agree with that. I haven't seen the end of the story yet in the games, so, like, I don't know where that leaves that character off. But yeah, I think a live action with that character would be amazing. Dude's a great actor and does a really good job in that role. I would say you'd want something a little beefier than that. Like, probably at least a 30 series. I mean, it could probably run it at, like, lower settings. Yeah, the second game seemed like it was just like, it looked a little bit better, but it just seemed like it was just poorly optimized. I don't know if eventually they fixed it. You know, the game's been out for a while now. So it's possible that they had some optimization issues that were resolved. I think it's also available on Xbox Game Pass. Not sure if it's optimized for Xbox though, so it could be the same sort of situation. Alright, we are officially out of buff food. Oh, at some point we picked up a quest that turns in back here. I don't know when we grabbed that item or where it came from. And maybe we should head back that way and turn this one in. And then we could catch a flight from there out to Feathermoon Stronghold and get the other one turned in. Nirmo Mara, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I really appreciate that. That is very generous of you. Thank you for being here. Nancy, thank you again. I really appreciate it. That's awesome. Winterfall Firewater. Oh, nice. Increase your melee attack by 35 and your size. So we get bigger and stronger. That's pretty awesome. Do I want Chinese food or should we stop at a diner? I would rather have Chinese food than have to go eat somewhere and roll the dice on whether or not the food's gonna be good or whether or not we're gonna wait too long or whether or not like it's gonna be garbage or whether or not the people getting paid minimum wage and working for tips are gonna be rude to us because they're miserable with their lives. Yeah, I'd rather just do Chinese. I want to cut out all the miserable human factors that go along with eating at a diner. And diners are not what they used to be. Yeah, at least with the Chinese food, we just get the food and we don't have to interact with someone who probably hates waking up in the morning but has to pretend like they're okay anyway. You know, hoping that we give them a decent tip, but really not performing at a level that warrants a decent tip. And then we end up tipping anyway, even when the food is bad and the service sucks. Rugged armor kits. Thank you, man. That's awesome. Very kind of you. Tim, thank you so much for the $10 super chat for Amy. Amy is amazing. I appreciate that. I know she does too. Let's see, what can we put this on? Put this on a few different things. I'm gonna do pants and chest. And then, what else? Boots and hands. Nice, that's your leather worker. Alright, awesome. Very cool. Replace the 3 stamina with 40 armor. I feel like the stamina is fine. There we go. Alright, I think I'm gonna I'm gonna make my way out here. I'm just gonna fight whatever I can on the way to turn in this quest in the hopes that maybe we'll ding on the way. Maybe we'll ding by turning in the quest, I don't know. But that is the plan. But yeah, it looks like we are going to get 47 today. That was kind of my goal for the day. After we had the lag issues in the stream this morning, I wasn't sure if we were going to actually hit that goal or not, but looks like we're going to. Yeah, I have to fly myself. What I'm going to do is, like, when I end the stream, I'm going to put myself on a flight to route there in Village. And that way, even if I forget, when I come back to my PC later, I will remember that I need to log in and turn in the quest and grab the quest and route there in Village. And anything else in Darnassus that looks like we might want to grab it. That wasn't my blue. That was, sorry, this was guild chat. Nobody get too excited. Yeah, I shouldn't click on things from guild chat. This was a post, somebody put this in guild chat. Unfortunately, we didn't just find that. Yeah, this item actually does increase our size. Yeah, it's not kidding when it says that. It increases our melee attack power, but also the size of our character model. Yeah, the diamond flask would be nice. I would love to have a diamond flask. Is my first aid up to date? Absolutely not. No, no, cloth will be wasted on me. I don't think I'm doing first aid on this character. I've sent a lot of my cloth off to my bank alt for my tailor, and I've vendored a bunch. Yeah. And I have no idea when I'm gonna level that tailor up. The tailor is our priest. And they're like level 20 something. They're also gonna be our disenchanter. But I don't have any plans to level them anytime soon. After this character is 60, we're going to do a rogue, and the rogue will need first aid. But I kind of decided to skip it on this character. Oh, we got a rare spawn here. Snarler. Level 42 rare wolf. I've never seen this guy before. He dropped a Sorcerer's Hat of Frozen Wrath, plus 24 spell damage. Frost spell damage. That's the cool thing about being a Frost Mage in Classic Era, is you can often find lots of armor that boost your Frost spell damage. to 45 minutes for the food sounds perfect. Should give us enough time to eat and then get to the pool with an hour left to swim or so.
I am honored. The loons light your path.
I am listening. Farewell.
There we go, level 47. For the talent point, we're going to keep going into Vengeance. And I'm going to go AFK really fast on this flight.
Good luck, friend.
I'll be right back. Is the whole waiting after you eat before swimming true? Yeah, probably. Like, you probably don't want to eat a ton of food and jump right into the pool. But if it's been like 15-20 minutes, you're typically good. It's the same thing with like any physical activity. Like, you don't want to eat a bunch of food and be physically active just in general. Like, you don't want to eat a ton of food and then go lift weights. Or you don't want to eat a ton of food and like go for a run. It's kind of the same philosophy. Will I be doing the Firelands raid when it comes out? No, I won't be doing Firelands. Oh, no, I did Firelands back when it first came out. I've already done all of the raids in Cataclysm. I farmed the crap out of those raids when I was in my 20s, and it turns out it's not fun or exciting to do them again. Especially having to start back on normal mode. Like, I did all those raids on Heroic back in the day. Every single week, over and over and over again. And I'm good. I was in my 20s, so it's not nostalgic for me. I still have all those memories, and I have no desire just to repeat the past. General Chandras would like to speak with you personally. No doubt she wants to thank you for your service to the Stronghold, but I do know that she also wants to talk to you about the insect creatures that you and Rascal faced in the Southern Feralas.
Farewell.
Alright, so maybe this one chains into another quest.
What brings you here?
I give you my warmest thanks for the aid you've given us. Your bravery in the face of overwhelming odds has warranted a reward worth 1,000 times greater. Nevertheless, I hope you accept this on behalf of the entire Stronghold. Now, if I may, I'd like to ask for your aid one more time. In light of the discovery of the Zukash Hive in Feralas, I think you're the best choice for this mission. Okay. 6,000 XP, that's a ton of XP. I'm entrusting you with a copy of the report Rascal made on the infestation of Southern Feralas. While the main report is being filed in Darnassus, I want you to give this copy to an associate of the Protectorate. Her name is Gracina Spiritmite. She is a priestess who dwells in the Temple of the Moon in Darnassus. She has broad knowledge of these kinds of creatures, and her receiving this report would benefit us all. So yeah, now I have like 6 things to do back in Darnassus. So I will definitely be flying myself there after the stream and getting all that straightened out, definitely for next time. For now, I think I'm just going to grind on the Naga for a bit today. I don't really want to get too much into starting any other quest. We have the Yeti quest we could probably do. We might even be at a level to do the water elementals now and take on the giants. But I think for now I'm just going to go fight Naga at the cave. There was quite a bit of mithril in that cave too, so that'll give us the opportunity to work on our mining a bit. Let's just head right down there. For one of the chains in Darnassus, I need 2 elixirs of fortitude. 2 elixirs of fortitude, okay. I'm probably gonna have to make a note of that. Turtles are your favorite animal. It's gonna break your heart. It's a good thing you haven't been here recently, because we've been killing lots of turtles. You'd have been really sad with some of the recent streams. I really like turtles too, but what I like most about them is their meat. Because I think their meat is delicious. I've never had it in real life. But in the game, we were cooking it for a while. So for a while, we were farming turtles for their meat. I don't eat turtles in real life. I'm not really a monster. Yeah. Disclaimer. No turtles were harmed in the streaming of this stream. Except virtual turtles, obviously. I don't even know if in real life it's legal or ethical to eat turtles. I've never looked into it. It could be highly unethical to even eat turtles. They live for a long time. I don't know. I feel like it's probably kind of rude to eat a creature that could possibly live for 100 years. There's a real life soup called turtle bisque. I've heard of turtle bisque, so maybe it's not unethical, maybe it's just not common. Some turtles are endangered. I'm sure it's not legal to eat the endangered ones. We have Canadian geese here in Michigan too, and like, well, I don't run away from them. I refuse to run away from geese. I found that if you puff yourself up and you hiss back at them, they respect a good hiss. And typically, if you start hissing back at them, they'll kind of second guess their plan of attack and they'll leave you alone. The problem here is like people feed them because the geese tend to be like around hiking trails and places with water and stuff like that. So people feed the geese. And so then when the geese see people, they kind of get aggressive because they're kind of after you for your food. They expect you're going to give them food, and then when you don't give them food, they get kind of mad. But yeah, I stand my ground with geese. Yeah, no, they're rude. Don't be sorry. They're rude. Geese are incredibly rude. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan. Can you fish in cave water? I'm not sure. There's cave water in the back of Ironforge, and you can't fish in that cave. Like, there's that little part of Ironforge, and there's like a little cave area with some water, and I tried to fish there and I couldn't do it. I'm not sure if that's true of all caves. This guy's about to steal my mithril. I know it. There's no real other reason for him to be here. Oh, there he goes. Son of a biscuit eater. I need these skill ups because we're getting very close to 245. 245 is what we need for thorium. So I need every skill up I can get. I've been fighting my way back to this ore for the past 10 minutes, and bro just walked up and stole it from me. Maybe he'll kill me on the way out to add insult to injury. Just go up and smack him. I'm sure that would be signing my own death sentence. It's bad enough that he took the ore. Well, let's not get killed by him too. I need to farm here early in the day. If I really want to get my mining leveled up, I'm probably going to have to do that tomorrow morning. We'll probably have to come back here and at least get the last 5 points we need for thorium. This is like, we ran into thorium a couple of times now, and it sucks not being able to mine it. Yeah, I don't need thorium yet. I just want to be able to get it. Yeah, we're too young to go to Ungoro or to go to Tanner's. Or no, Tanner's we can go to. You said Tanner's. I thought Silithus. I'm getting tired. Yeah, I saw Tanner's and I read Silithus. We saw one node in Feralas and we might have saw the other node in Tanner's. But yeah, I'm not worried about finding a lot of thorium right now. I just want to be able to get it when we see it. And in order to do that, we have to hit 245. Do I ever forget that I'm streaming while I'm playing? No. I don't. No, I get like sucked into what I'm doing sometimes. Or like I'll focus just on the game for long periods of time. And like sometimes I won't look at chat a lot, but I don't forget. It would be hard to forget. Especially, you know, with this thing hanging out in front of me. But I do often feel like I zone out. Especially when we've been grinding for a while. Yeah, the Pali's been amazing to play. I'm happy that I settled on the Paladin for, like, the long haul. You know, for a while I wasn't sure what character I was going to play. We messed around on the Warrior, we messed around on the Priest for a little bit. But I'm really happy that we settled on the Paladin. It's a really great class. Yeah, and this was also a hardcore character. This was a hardcore character that we started. They never died, but I obviously stopped playing them, so I transferred them here. And now if only I can get my human warrior off Deviate Delight, then I'd be happy. We have a level 32 Night Elf Warrior, but I just don't really like the Night Elf Warrior aesthetic. I would love to have my level 30 Human Warrior. But every time I check, it like Deviate Delight acts like you can transfer characters off. Like it lets you like start the process, but there's no way to like actually select a realm to send them to. It's really strange. The Sod Realms do the same thing. They act like you can transfer them off, but then when you go to do it, you can't finish it. Yeah, one day they might let you transfer them off, but they might not. You know what they said in an interview a long time ago when they were asked about it? They said that they would have somewhere interesting for Sod characters to go after the season ends. like somewhere interesting, especially when it's said by that team of people, like doesn't really make me feel safe. Like they're probably, the sad part is they're probably not going to let you take those characters to Era. And the reason they're not going to let you take them to Era is because it's so much easier to level up in SOD that it would almost be like cheating. Like if you could level up a character in SOD right now, get them to 60, like that would probably take you like 30 hours. So if you could do that and then move them to Classic Era, that would be like, it would basically be tantamount to cheating. And that's one of the reasons why I don't think they'll let people do that. They said they would have somewhere interesting for them to go. They'll go to retail servers. Yeah, I could see them going to Progression Classic. Season of Mastery characters, I was eventually able to send my Season of Mastery warrior at level 60 over to Wrath of the Lich King, back when Wrath was still going on. So I could see them letting you send your SOD character to a Progression Classic realm, like Kata or Mista Pandaria or whatever we're in when SOD finally ends. But I wouldn't think they would let you go to a Classic Era realm. But who knows what they'll do. You know, they could do anything. But I just don't think letting people send to a Classic Era realm is a good idea. I think that would probably tick a lot of people off.
Hello.
Guys, I'll tell you what. I'm going to put myself on a flight right now for Root Theron Village so you guys can see that I'm actually doing it. And I am out of time for today. I have dinner coming up. Going to the pool after that to get some laps in with the boy. So yeah, I've had a great time. Thank you guys very much for being here today, for hanging out with me, and for all the support. I really do appreciate it. We will be back tomorrow. I think we'll probably start off... Maybe we'll start off right here in Feralas. Maybe we'll do a little grinding to get our mining up to 245. We'll head over this way, take on the Yetis, and we'll go from there. Thank you guys again. Have a great rest of your afternoon or evening. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we will see you back in Azeroth again very soon. Bye for now.